Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's episode of The Stand. You're here with myself, George, and your other host, Shane. Lance's not here tonight. He's got some important things to do. He couldn't make it, so we'll see him all next week.
Hopefully.
If we let him come back.
Right?
Anyway, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Some of it fun, some of it not so fun, some of it a little ironic.
Yeah, exactly. So tonight it's been a really crazy week, you know, as far as the devastation, things have been passed in the White House, and it's just, well, minus the hurricanes, it just has been a
It's been a tough week for America.
Yeah, it really has, you know, and yesterday was the, 16th anniversary of 9/11, you know, which was, seems it's a long time now. It's almost going to hit 20 years.
Well, I mean, it's weird. It doesn't feel like it feels like it was 3 lifetimes ago, but it feels like yesterday too.
It really does feel like yesterday.
So
it's one of the main reasons why I joined the Army, you know, in defense of my country, when it needed it, even though, you know, whether you believe it was a conspiracy or it actually happened, that's for me and George, you know, have separate views, but, you know, it's, it was a life-changing event, no matter how you look at it, you know.
Well, I pondered this the other day when this was coming up because I had forgotten about it in a weird way where I had forgotten it sneaks up on you because it's, you know, we got summer, it's holidays, it's, you know, summer's a very festive time of year, and then, you know, 9/11 kind of just, you get into September, it's Labor Day weekend, then all of a sudden there it is, and it's very somber.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, how this really changed everything, and some things for the good, some things for the worse. Now, it really showed us who the enemy is, in my opinion. There's just no doubt in my mind that Islam has started a war, and we were really gung-ho about this war at first, but we've really backed off, and we're not paying attention, and I think it's still going on. It's just changed
dynamics.
Yes, the dynamics, that's the word I was looking for. I mean, before it was violent, it was traumatic, it was, you know, the Twin Towers, it was the coal, it's bombings, shootings, Benghazi, but really I think somebody in their hierarchy decided, let's not do it all with shooting, let's immigrate.
Yeah.
And they're here now. I posted a video not too long ago of the day of 9/11 of the Palestinians cheering.
Yeah.
Now they say it didn't happen, but I knew it did, so I looked around and I found that video.
Well, the thing is, George, President Trump said the same thing during the campaign, if you remember, and everybody's making fun of him, calling him a liar. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, they excoriated the guy for saying it, and I know it happened. Now I only have video proof of it in Palestine and in Gaza or wherever the video was taken.
Right.
Which, pretty sure it happened here too. It may have been a little more subdued. I guarantee you, a lot of the Islamists that are here, who are here just because, well, we are a big fat udder that they can drink from, and why not? They can get here, they can slowly subvert our country. I'm pretty sure they cracked a smile that day too. When the rest of us were all sad and all angry and everything, they were silently and quietly pleased, at the very least.
Right, exactly.
And no one was ever going to convince me otherwise, because if they were as outraged as we were, they would have condemned it, and none of them to this day have. None
of the Middle Eastern countries, none of the I'm not going to say none of the Islamists here, but I mean there are a majority who are true American patriots, and are sad to the fact that it actually did happen on American soil. So there are people out there who are true Americans who are Muslim. And
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. There's still patriots out there, but it forever changed the way we look at them as a nation and a religion.
And for somebody being over there, for pretty much 4 years of my life, I'm sorry, man. I look at him as the enemy until I get to know him. I mean, I hate to sound And
I said this way back in the beginning. If the IRA, which some of you don't know what that is, that's not a retirement plan, it's the Irish and Republican Army. And back in the 80s and 70s, they were big. They blew stuff up in England all the time.
Yeah.
If the IRA had done 9/11, I would not have objected if, as a redhead, I got searched every time I went to the airport, because I would have assumed that would have been a smart idea. If he looks like he could belong to the IRA, search him. If you look like you could be a jihadist, and I'm sorry, we're visual people. We see people for the way we dress to present ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's how we identify. That's how we identify each other's tribe. When we met back in primordial, prehistory.
Right. Oh man, he has a red dyed uniform.
He's got a red sash. He's the enemy, or he's got a blue sash like me. He's a friend, whatever it might be. But my point is, when they did that, they turned half of the globe against them. But the other half, and the leftists who have sided with them, want to constantly call us racist for going, hey, that guy right there getting in line who's sweating, he doesn't look like anybody else getting on the airplane. Would it hurt to search him? Why would he be offended if, he should understand that, yes, I look like the people who have offended 330 million people.
Or killed a lot of people.
And killed 3,000.
You know what I'm saying? They want to say that they're the religion of peace, but even though on Ramadan,
that's when they attack. We never attack. We never do anything on their holidays, and they always attack on our holidays.
The multiple attacks across Europe, the attacks here that are always happening. And they do it in the name of Allah. So it only concludes one thing, that it is a radical.
Their religion is a religion as an organization of religion and politics.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that if I went to Egypt and I was the only Anglo standing in line to get on an airplane, and the guards came over and said, "You're an anomaly. We got to check out, make sure you're okay." You know what? I'm cool with that because it's security, and I'm all about security, and there's nothing wrong with security, because you cannot blame somebody for trying to protect their people.
Right.
If you blame them for trying to protect their people, then you're as much of a problem as the people they're trying to protect them from.
Well, that's what we're experiencing now, George. Look how many people are saying that, you're racist, like you were just saying, for wanting to, search somebody who doesn't fit the mold, or, to anybody suspicious. I agree with you. They should be searched, and yet,
Well,
unfortunately, you see them go through the lines. I'm trust me, man. I'll probably get deemed, oh, you're a racist and everything else. I'm white supremacist and white nationalist.
That too. No, right after 9/11,
I can summon Hitler at a moment's notice.
You can channel him.
I can channel Hitler. All of a sudden, I started looking like that lady who criticized Melania with the little Hitler lips.
That is the weirdest photo ever.
Right?
I have seen a lot of awful things lately.
Right.
That was one of the top.
Well, I just saw some awful too, man.
I showed him a video. Anyway, what I was going to say is, right after 9/11, it must have been within a couple of years, when everything was still hot and heavy, I was getting on an airplane to just take a little hop, and I witnessed this, and the absurdity of it was so insane that people actually don't get it. Okay, I'm standing there. Behind me is a guy in an ill-fitting sport jacket. Mm-hmm. He's got that kind of a beard going. He's got the I don't know what they call it. There's a name. Is there a name for that style of beard?
This?
The jihadist beard.
I don't know what that
Well,
is.
it had that look. Bald head, the little angry hat on, and he was no luggage, nothing. Just standing there.
Just
like
no expression.
No
nothing.
expression. He wasn't happy. He wasn't upset. And this is back when they searched a lot of people.
Right.
2 people in front of me was an elderly woman in her 70s and her grandson by appearance. This is what it looked like. They pulled her and the kid out and searched them. And the guy behind me, who was sweaty and awkward, who looked just like the people who looked just like the people who committed 9/11, they didn't even look at him. Never batted an eye. And now, granted, we were all very paranoid back then, rightfully so. I was pretty sure, statistically, he wasn't going to be a problem.
Right.
Statistically, the likelihood of him being a problem was pretty low. But made the hair in the back of my neck stand up, and when I sat down, I knew where he was. Sorry, I just knew where he was all the time. And that's not me being a racist, that's me being prudent. like we're supposed to be as citizens trying to protect the country.
Right, exactly. I mean, that sort of is a great segue into our first article, which is the new TSA pat-down procedures.
I did that perfectly. It was instinctive. I didn't even know we were going to do that.
But before we start getting into that, check out thestandshow.com, purchase one of the shirts, and help support the broadcast. Or share, like, support us. That also helps. Share our links, share the videos. I mean, that does a great magnitude, too. So
we're getting better. I've noticed we hit a pretty big number.
Yeah, we're now in steady at 400 views, plus.
Well, there's a thing called people reached.
Yes.
I don't know if they're watching any of it, but it's people reached. And total was like, what was it, 20,000?
Yeah,
20,000 people reached.
Yeah. So I really do appreciate the.
I do too. I do too.
We do. I mean, we all do, including Lansing, though he's not here. But again, yeah. We do appreciate it. Trust us. I mean, it feels great that we're actually reaching that many people. And I never thought I'd be reaching.
Leave a comment if you think we're moronic. Let us know. If you think we're doing a good job, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because we love that feedback.
Even the moronic part.
Yeah.
That means you're watching.
Yeah. And we find it humorous,
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that I read past, it was pretty funny. I had a good laugh. But also it goes to show that you're involved, and that's
or you're just really bored on a Tuesday night and there's nothing on TV. But we're happy either way.
Exactly. But anyways, this is coming out of the Weekly Standard. And the headline is, hands-on with the TSA's new enhanced pat-down procedure.
Just the fact that the new enhanced pat-down procedure.
Right.
Can't they just say, I don't know, groping?
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what happens to this, the guy in the article, where TSA used their new enhanced pat-down procedures and grabbed the man's groin a total of 8+ times in trying to search for God who knows what. I mean, unless they're trying to find his manhood. I mean, I think they found it.
Well, after 8, you're definitely not going to find his. You're not going to find his dignity. But if you're going to grope me 8 times, you better bring cigarettes and some champagne.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Or leave me a tip or something.
Well, that tells me a lot about how you think about things. I want to be wooed. He wants to be paid.
I want to get paid, man. My services are not free. No. And it just goes to show that these new enhanced procedures really outline nothing, because what are they searching for outside of a metal detector, the basic waist? I mean, they could do one swipe with the crotch if they really have to. Your shoes are already off by that time. I mean, you're there for, almost 20 minutes being searched and questioned and everything else.
Bring a cigarette because I'm going to need a nap afterwards too.
Oh yeah, and a little cot. But these new outline procedures, I mean, what are they really for? I mean, are they targeting a certain group like we just talked about?
Or are they just random, hey, I think he's cute?
Well, and that's what also the article explains, that some of these people are hired by the TSA are not really screened, right? Exactly.
A little background check could come in handy.
Well, I mean, if you got some pedo or whatever, who say they.
It doesn't even have to be a pedophile. It could just be some guy who just doesn't understand He doesn't understand personal space, and he's there for a reason. He's there to grope.
Right, exactly, or hasn't been lucky for the last year or whatever, and it's just like, I can't stand it no more, I have to touch somebody.
Yeah, I'm going to get a job with the TSA.
Right. So, I mean, it just goes into, the details about this. I mean, it's sort of borderline, what they've done is, almost pornographic, I mean, with the clothes on, obviously, but I mean...
Yeah, let's keep it PG-13 when we're at the airport.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're pulling little girls, little boys aside, elderly people. I mean, seriously. I mean,
if that's your thing.
Well, exactly. They can say anybody is a potential whatever, a terrorist, and pull you aside and grope you and everything else like that. And they, what are you going to do? Exactly.
You're at the mercy of the people who are keeping you from your flight that you've probably spent thousands of dollars to go on vacation. It's probably the 1 or 2 times a year you get on a plane to fly someplace to go have some fun, and you get to start your trip off with some gross person.
Yeah, some filth, some slime.
Well, I wasn't going to call him some name, but some gross schmuck.
Yeah,
that's close enough. groping you just because he's pretending. You know what? Don't grope me. Don't grope the 80-year-old woman.
The little kids, man.
I mean, I know jihadists are evil, demented freaks that would put explosives and guns on kids. I wouldn't put it past them.
They have.
But that's what that big high-tech metal detector body imaging scan thing was for. So I wouldn't get molested at the airport.
Right. Well, I mean, now you get molested. If you don't want to get molested, you go into the body scan thing, which it's pretty much porno vision, because
I've actually seen the screen.
Well, they can enhance it, turn it down, or whatever. So I mean, you could be in there and have a full body image.
Yeah, if somebody wants to look at this uncovered, thanks. I'll take it because just be warned. You're going to be disappointed.
But I mean, it shouldn't have to be that way.
I know. I mean. It's funny that
we're sacrificing our liberties for the sake of security.
No, it's not even our liberties anymore. It's our self-respect and dignity.
Well, that's exactly it.
I mean, I'm a bona fide citizen of this country with a clean criminal record. I've never committed a crime. I should be able to get on an airplane without the risk of a full body cavity search.
Right.
Every day of the week.
I should just be able to get on, but. You're not inclusive of the others, George. What if somebody has a felony? Are they going to get strip searched or whatever,
I got a better idea. Let's just strip search everybody.
Oh, there you go.
Make going to the airport fun.
Oh, wow.
All in a big group. So I'll do it as a club.
One of those breakaway pants and the shirt with the buttons on it?
I guess. I don't know what you're talking about. That would be magnets, wouldn't it? Wouldn't be better.
Oh, they got buttons, like what the NBA players.
Oh, I was thinking like a Magic Mike thing.
Or that too.
No, I think if it's
make it easy for them.
Just a flap at the back end, like long underwear with a trap door.
Better yet. How about we come in with a gown that you use for the hospitals?
I've always said the best way to do the airport is if we all just show up in our pre-purchased airport uniform.
Oh, there you go.
Slippers with no laces.
Essentially, like a suicide.
Essentially scrubs, basically, and just all your everything that you're going to change into once you get past the gate in a bag. They X-ray that. You're just wearing pajamas, right. And your ID's hanging around your neck on a rope.
Yeah, a lanyard. Yeah.
And there you go. On a lanyard, just walk in. Beep. You don't have pockets. You can't have anything. Everything's in the bag. Your ID's in a little envelope around your neck. The only thing it's at this point, if we just did that, if we just said, say, I want to go to the airport, I want to fly to Miami next weekend, you call up the airport, get your tickets, and they ask you your size, and this package shows up at your house for you to wear. You just put it on, call Uber, get in the car, drive there, get out, you're wearing and we'll make them in nice colors, pastels, fun colors.
Pastels.
Yeah, nothing too institutional, you know? Not orange.
I like a flight suit looking thing. That would be pretty cool.
Well, that would be special. That's special. Then you go to a different section. Say, I want the flight suit. I want jumpsuit. I want the silver suit with the big black V.
Yeah,
like sci-fi, like a sci-fi thing. But it would all be scrubs, one piece jumper onesie thing, and then you couldn't smuggle anything on.
I like that idea. That'd be pretty cool.
And I would be happy to start the company that makes them and sends them to your house because that will make millions of dollars. And think about it. When you fly,
why are you broadcasting this to everybody? No, I'm just joking.
Because I will sue you. Because I have a record. No, but think about it. You go to the airport. There's no fashion thing going on.
That's true.
Safety. You're comfortable. Let's face it. We all get on an airplane. It's the most uncomfortable thing. You're sitting. You got 18 inches to sit in.
Yeah.
You got some smelly bastard sitting next to you. Not much unlike him, and some whiny snot-nosed kid over here.
Or so the kids behind you kicking your seat.
Yeah, that too. So you're already in a nice, comfortable suit.
Or the guy who reclines the seat all the way back when it's time to eat.
You got your nice onesie on. You got your slippers. You got all your stuff in a bag. You don't have to worry about it. And then maybe we could hand out, volumes when you get on the plane, make the trip even smoother.
That'd be nice. Like
because air flight has become so annoying that I almost want to take drugs when I get on a plane.
That's why people drink.
A couple Benadryl and a Crown of Coke, and I wake up and I'm where I'm going.
I was like, man, that was a great nap.
That was a quick flight.
No, I can see the progression going into one of those like X-ray scanner type things. We all see them as I forgot what movie it's on. It's a lot of movies, but everybody walks
Total
through.
Recall.
Yeah, Total Recall.
I had to go make an Arnold reference.
Funny thing about Arnold, I really don't like outside the actor, I don't like anything else. When he's acting,
He's great.
Great guy, man. But when he's outside,
I grew up on the guy.
Yeah, me too.
I watched every one of his movies.
But outside the whole acting thing, just
He's
stop,
not much of a
dude.
politician.
Yeah, just stop. But anyways, I really think that's what they're planning on going.
And I think it's a great idea. I know we're having fun with it, but I think if you think about it, why should you wear heels in a nice outfit? I wouldn't wear heels, but he might. Why would you wear a 3-piece to the airport when some schmo who's making $12 an hour is going to feel you up because he thinks you might be carrying an Uzi there?
Right. Because he can. That's all it comes down to. Because he's
power. It's control.
It's power. Right. Exactly. So
he's got a union job, so you can't.
Oh, it's even better. Oh yeah. Hands off this. Hands on you.
Just remember at TSA, you're in good hands.
In good hands. Ugh. Oh man, this is gross. But anyways, it just goes to show how much power the TSA really has. Is there any way we can combat this? I think so.
Turn it back to the federal government.
Well, exactly.
It's a contractor now who can do no wrong.
Well, and then that's where the American people have to stand up against this. But
well, we got to do it as a group.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't be.
See, the thing is, one or two of us complaining, we just look like crazy. But if we all complain, then it's a movement.
It's a legit thing. So maybe we could start a petition. Maybe somebody out there could start a petition. Let us know, and we'll blast it on the broadcast. So. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, if you start one that goes to the White House, we'll promote it.
Yeah, well, I mean, just start it. We'll promote it and everything else, and hopefully get those 100,000 signatures that's as well deserved, and hopefully get this thing repealed, get something else going. So next thing we're going to talk about is social media outrage. We also have some news.
Social media.
Right. We also have Seattle's mayor caught in some sex scandals, and then. We'll have a little treat for you at the end. So,
yeah, it's funny. This was brought to my attention a couple weeks ago, and I never got to it. And then it seems to have hit the news a little bit better. The mayor of Seattle. We'll get to him in a minute, but we want to touch on the social media thing, which I found, and this goes into what we were Shane and I were talking about before we came on the air, is the way the left swings the words white supremacist and racist around like a baseball bat.
Yeah,
they use it so much it means nothing now.
Right. I mean, that's why we were sort of joking around in the beginning of the show. I mean, it's just craziness. I mean, it's like the boy who called wolf.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to call everybody a racist and everybody a white supremacist, then your attack loses any steam.
Right. Exactly. I mean, racist. It's like, okay.
You know what it is? Oh, you just made me think of what it's really like. It's like the invasion of the body snatchers. And they're like, there's one right there. You gotta, it's really, it's crazy. But I want to tell this story because I found it humorous and made me laugh out loud. An author and a journalist came under fire on social media Monday after she tweeted a reply to an anti-looting warning from the Miami police by saying, and I hate this word because I can't pronounce it now. We even looked it up.
Yeah.
A carceral state.
There it is.
Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Is inseparable from white supremacy. So basically what she was saying is having the police do their job is white supremacy.
Right.
The Miami
Even though
police,
it could be a black police officer or Hispanic or whatever,
or a woman.
Or a woman,
yeah,
right,
but
right.
here's the thing. The Miami Police Department took to Twitter on Sunday as Hurricane Irma battered the state, and it said, thinking about looting? Ask these guys how that turned out. The post read, sharing a photo of people sitting in a jail cell. Now, I know it's not politically correct anymore, but looting is still against the law.
Right,
I don't care if it is for water. It's still looting. I mean, that's why the FEMA and the National Guard show up, is to keep things under control. So, because if you have to steal water, then you might be willing to kill for it.
And
that's what it's designed to protect.
Water,
it's not designed to protect property so much as it is designed to keep a lid on hysteria. So anyway, this author and journalist named Sarah Jaffe, Jaffe, I don't know how to pronounce that. Jaffe, tweeted on Monday. Her tweet garnered 1,500 likes. Not bad. It sparked more than 100 comments, many of which were critical and accused her of being a racist. one of the replies, and I find that the replies you get from people on Twitter, I think I'm a pretty humorous guy, and I'm pretty. But some people,
You're pretty witty.
I'm pretty witty. But some of these people come up with some that are great, and they're poignant. It's like they have prisons, crime, and private property in Nigeria too. One user wrote, and Egypt and India, nothing to do with white supremacy, or poverty, or inequity. And one of the and I thought that was pretty straight to the point. I mean, it's got nothing to do with race. I mean, you break
jail is jail is jail. The law is law.
Law is law.
And it doesn't see race, color, creed, religion, anything else. You know.
You break into somebody's house, your skin color is irrelevant.
Right. Because my bullets do not
they
discriminate.
Penetrate flesh just as easy. And then one of the responses was, "So you'd be okay with someone breaking into your house and stealing all your stuff to avoid a carceral state?" That's a logical response.
Right,
I mean,
right.
that's a very viable question. But the best one, I should look this guy's name up because he deserves an honorable mention. It says, "I guess you won't mind then if I borrow your car and stereo. Thanks for understanding."
Thanks.
But that's the logic. You know, they're just, when someone says...
Well, it's common sense, George. It's out the window now.
Stealing.
It's gone.
You're justifying stealing.
It's gone, man. I was looking at, you know, and that was a big thing down in Florida. I was watching a couple videos of the actual looters and this guy taping them, trying to, you know, save his own hide.
It's funny, he hid behind the car to take the video because how...
Well, like you said, if they're willing to steal water, you know...
Well, they're not stealing water, though. They're stealing Nikes and TVs.
Well, exactly. I mean, that's just...
I remember the Rodney King riots.
I remember them too, like it was yesterday.
I remember a buddy of mine and I were watching the riots pretty closely. We watched it on TV when they were happening, and we were sitting there watching all this looting going on, and we, of course, were, we hate this. You remember typical angry old men back then, just cranking about the looting. And then we saw something that made us laugh so hard, it was hilarious. We saw two individuals running down the street. Now, there have been looters, they've been taking TVs, stereos, jewelry, whatever they get their hands on.
Right.
These guys are running down the street, and this is not an exaggeration. I can still see it if it happened, as if it happened this morning. They were carrying 2 lime green vinyl beanbags. And we theorized that they had stolen the TV already, all the other stuff they needed, some food and some liquor.
Oh, they just came back to
They came back for
whatever
something to sit on.
Yeah.
They needed something to sit on and watch their new TV.
Yeah, beanbags.
Beanbags. And look, beanbags are easy to carry.
Yeah, they are.
If you get tired, you just sit down, have a
Take
seat.
a nap.
But-
get your energy
But
back.
they weren't looting except for the sake of looting. They
Right.
weren't stealing like, my power's out, I need food for my family. No, I need a lime green beanbag. It's because it was free day. It was literally free day at the store.
It was. Man,
Anyway.
it was really bad. I remember that, man.
So they gave her a lot of grief, and she was off social media for a couple hours, and when she got back on Twitter, and this is a quote, she basically called everyone a Nazi. That's how you respond to when you start a dumb thread like that and get called on it. That's how you know when a liberal's lost an argument.
I'm about to say that, exactly. You know, you're just a Nazi, or you're racist again. You know?
Did you know that racist, they redefined the definition for racist?
In the dictionary.
Well, it's been proposed that this would be the new definition of racist. A racist is anybody who's won an argument against a liberal.
Oh.
That's all that it means now.
Nice.
It's got nothing to do with skin color. You've lost an argument.
I guess you also can see white supremacists, white nationalists.
It's like
else.
Racist. Then the adverb of it would be or
Yeah.
a synonym or an anonym or however it goes. I don't remember those from school. See white supremacist.
Yeah, exactly.
See Nazi.
So stupid, man.
See Klan member.
Yeah, right. But all jokes aside, our thoughts and prayers still go out to the victims of both hurricanes.
Yeah, and there's more coming. I can't imagine how this is gonna go.
You got Jose coming right behind Irma. Was it Jose, Josie? I don't know. Whatever.
No, but I was thinking, I'm not even gonna go there.
But anyways, for the last week, America, the southern portion at least, has been hit hard. And our thoughts and prayers really go out to the victims and their families and friends. So.
No, I've been getting some reports from people I know in Florida. It's the west side. It's just a lot of flooding. It's pretty bad. A lot of power outages, but it's not nearly what like the Caribbean saw. The Caribbean just was flattened.
Devastated, man. Just horrible.
I'm glad we live in a place that doesn't get natural disasters.
Yeah, like we talked about last week.
And we just don't get them. And I mean, I guess we kind of don't realize what it's like when suddenly your building's shaking.
I live in California. I remember the earthquakes, and that was pretty devastating. I was in California during the San Andreas one. That was huge. It felt like our house wasn't even attached to the ground anymore.
I lived there for 11 years and I never felt one.
What?
Nothing. Zero. Nada. No, they were shook for me a few times, I'm sure, but I never felt it. I mean, I actually had one lady say, "Did you feel that?" I'm like, "No, I was out mowing the lawn."
You already have a vibration.
Yeah, it was already shaking. I was like, "No." I'm like, she goes, "Yeah, it was like a 4-pointer." I was like, "Darn, I missed it."
No, it's pretty intense. San Andreas one hit at night. I was really young then. I think it was 6 or 7 or something like that. And then I remember, me and my mom, my sisters were all in the doorstop,
Or the door frame. They
door
say that doesn't
frame,
work
right.
anymore. That's not really where you're supposed to go.
Yeah, well, back then...
That's all we thought. Yeah. That's what we heard that here in Nevada. It's like, if it's an earthquake, get in the door frame. Like,
yeah.
I don't see how that makes any sense. But
I don't either. Yeah, I would just run outside now.
I think I would just run outside screaming.
Earthquake! Earthquake!
No!
Even though everybody else is probably experiencing the same thing.
What are you doing? What are you so excited about? It's an earthquake. I don't know what to do.
Right?
It's my first one.
The sky's falling. No, but my dad's going down the halls trying to keep the pictures up.
At that point, just
Yeah, I mean, it was like, well, I don't know, 2 a.m. You get woke up scared. You're just trying to save stuff.
I've always figured an earthquake and the world shaking, it'd kind of be like being in an artillery barrage. There's no good place to run.
No, there really
you
isn't.
just sit where you are. It's either going to hit you or not.
Right. Pretty much
I'm going to hunker down here. This is a good,
as
unless
long as look around, buildings, trees.
No, I wouldn't hunker down underneath an iron chandelier or anything. But I mean, I'd move then. But I'm saying, at that point, one spot's as good as another.
Yeah, at that point, really it is. I mean, outside really is the safest thing. Learning now. But back then, the door frame saved your life.
It must have worked. You're here.
Right, exactly. But anyways, moving on from the devastation that took place from this week, we have some more stuff we want to cover.
Well, I've got something that, like I said, this was sent to me a while back from somebody in the Pacific Northwest, and I looked at it, and I kept trying to remember to bring it up, and it wasn't really at the top of our list, but it's kind of crept up there. Apparently, the Seattle mayor, Ed Murray, resigns after his 5th child sex abuse allegation.
You think the first one you had him done?
Well, no, he's a Democrat.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Republicans have to resign after the first one. Democrats are...
He had a possible first one, not even the actual...
The accusation of one.
Yes.
So... But this comes from the Seattle Times, from some staff reporters. Apparently, Mayor Ed Murray resigned Tuesday just hours after new allegations that he had sexually abused a younger cousin decades ago in New York.
I mean, that guy's sick.
Okay, that's wrong on so many levels.
Right.
Okay. Murray, a former Democratic state legislator, elected mayor.
I mean, this guy is making laws for the state. I mean, for the city. I want to say a lot of things right now, but I can't.
But you know what? He reminds me of the mayor that was it Toronto, the guy who was like smoking crack and gambling.
That's right. Yeah.
He was like Chris Farley, living down on. He was just crazy, and I loved him. But this guy kind of looks like him. For some reason, it made me think of him. But he's just this guy's. He's.
I'd rather have that. I'd rather have
a crack smoking, gambler,
drinker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least he's not going around molesting kids and stuff like that. I mean, to go around molesting kids put you on a totally different level. In my book, I'd rather, at least you're drinking or whatever. Fine, man. You're out in the open. You're doing it. But you have somebody like this. Real scumbag, man. Real scum.
Well, I mean, I don't know I don't have any of the details now. It says decades ago. I read something about it happened in the 70s. I don't know if they were all kids or if he was an adult at the time. I haven't been able to work that out. But I'm funny with the way it works because he's a Democrat. Here's what he said. While the allegations against me are not true, it is important that my personal issues do not affect the ability of our city government to conduct the public business, he said in a statement, adding he was proud of his accomplishments while in office. Now, if I was accused of my 5th sex allegation, let's not even throw the word kid in there because I just can't do that. But my 6th allegation, the last thing I do is try to tout my accomplishments. I would bow my head in shame and vanish.
I would disappear. I would move somewhere, man. Go to Canada.
But that's what people with self-respect do. The mayor stayed in his office Tuesday and didn't
This
address
guy's probably going to be a senator here next.
Well, he'll wait long.
He'll wait 3 years
Yeah,
or
he'll
whatever
wait.
and be senator.
The mayor stayed in his office Tuesday and didn't address his staff at large before his resignation announcement, according to a source. However, pizza was seen being delivered to his staff on the 7th floor. Well, at least he managed to swing for some pizza. So the city council president, Bruce Harwell, will temporarily serve as mayor and will decide within 5 days whether to fill out the remainder of Murray's term. If he decides against it, the council would pick up any of its members to serve as mayor until November 7th election results are certified. So they managed to work it out. But, I mean, it took 5. It took 5 allegations for this dirtbag to resign.
5 too many, George. Seriously, man.
But see, no. Here's the thing: if it's a false accusation, you got to fight it. But when his cousin
fight it, man.
But his cousin came out and said,
right.
when your own family member says, "Listen, here's how this is going to go," you got to pack it up and leave.
Right.
I mean, no, I'm sure since these are not major crimes, there's no statute limitations on it.
No.
I mean, it's called nothing can be done about it. But at least his political career is temporarily over.
Yeah, temporarily. Yeah, well. He's a Democrat, like you said.
He's a Democrat. They never really die or go away. They just come back.
They're impervious, man.
They come back in a few months and want you to forget everything that ever happened.
Until it pops up, say like Hillary Clinton or something like that, and then the past comes to haunt you. I mean, but even then,
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, but even then, she's still like, oh, I'm the queen. How come it wasn't me? So.
It's funny. I mean, she has been playing the blame game for so long that even some Democrats have said, "Shh."
Well, they're all fed up with her crap. They just want her to disappear, go into the night silently. Don't just go,
but
man.
She wrote a book, and I got to tell everybody when this book comes up, and we all know the title of it's called "What Happened." Now,
how's it go?
No, here's the thing. She says it like this is what happened, or I like to think of it as. What happened?
Yeah. Tears. I'm thinking tears.
Oh. You gotta say it really high pitched and
with a trembling voice.
With a trembling voice as a 7-year-old woman, like, what happened?
Well, you remember that video when she came out saying, I don't know what video it was, but she was mad, like, and I didn't get the presidency,
Oh yeah, and she wants to know why she wasn't 50 points ahead.
That's what it was.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because you're a horrible person and none of us can stand to hear you speak.
Not even your own party.
Oh.
Not even people close to you. Not even Huma Abedin wants to be part of you no more.
Well, she's still there. I did read in this article that Uma is still there. Because that leads me to believe that, I'm sorry, I'm suspicious about Hillary and Uma's relationship. I'm
not suspicious. I'm pretty sure what it is.
I'm trying to be polite.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to give the benefit
It's out the door. It's out the door, George. I mean, when they come attack us, and say we're white supremacists, blah blah blah, it's out the door, man.
Well, you are a racist.
I am.
Sexist, misogynistic pig.
Right. Ooh, I like that.
I want to figure out how to turn that into an acronym.
That'd be interesting.
I have to rearrange some of those words.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, she was at a book signing and she released her memoirs. Of course, we all know about that. She added that voter ID laws and the Supreme Court Justice John Roberts to the list of reasons why she lost the presidential election. Okay, you know who really lost? Who's the real reasons why she lost? You know who she really needs to blame? Everybody who didn't vote for her. We're the real reason you didn't get the presidency. Yeah. Not John Roberts, not Donald Trump, not Anthony Weiner, not Comey.
Her party, and they were looking at all the optics with all the rigging of the votes and everything else like that. Yeah. They were so sure, and this is the thing that I think really hurts them. They were so sure, without a doubt in their mind, that she was going to get it. And now that she didn't get it, they're all butthurt. It's just
butthurt.
It's like putting a $10,000 bet on a sports team and losing. It's like there was, when the odds are in favor of the team. And,
they didn't believe their own hype.
Well, exactly.
They believed their own hype. We've hashed this over 1,000 times. Basically, Hillary Clinton was a horrible, horrible candidate.
Right.
Her party should have had the good sense to put anybody else up there.
They should have ran with Bernie, man.
If they'd ran with Bernie, it would have been a much closer race. He might even have won.
No, I know for a fact. I'm pretty sure he would have won.
But, I mean, I'm glad it didn't happen because he would have been worse than Hillary.
Oh, yeah.
Hillary would have been maniacal and evil,
did,
and she would have filled her pockets with so much money, they'd have needed a forklift to get her out of there at the end of her term.
Yeah.
Bernie, he won't fill his pockets. He's going to empty everybody else's.
Well, to fill his.
Well, he'll still do well. They always do. I've never seen a poor socialist leader.
Right, exactly. The gold everywhere, and
But her book, the new book, What Happened, which was formally released on Tuesday, Clinton tells the full 469-page story. Really, does it warrant 469 pages?
Well,
I could do it in 2 pages. And
you have to put what happened at least 4 or 5 times in a sentence.
I think I could do it in a paragraph. What happened? You sucked. Okay, that's just what happened. Sorry, you're a horrible candidate, and you've been around since forever. And your husband is the only reason you exist as a political leader or a figurehead on any level. And even I didn't even like him, but I would take him over her in a heartbeat. Anyway, the story of what she saw, felt, and thought during the 2 most intense years she's ever experienced.
Right.
I'm pretty sure she didn't experience anything intense.
Well, no,
she lives a life of luxury. She hasn't driven a car since the 90s. When's the last time anybody out there can say that? Who doesn't have 4 DUIs? But,
well, yeah.
Well,
I mean, she did experience a lot of hardships. Last year during this time,
she fainted during the 9/11
right,
ceremony.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, completely fainted. Even though CNN and MSNBC wanted to say, oh, she had a little stumble and cut the video after.
I watched them drag her to that van with her toes.
Yeah,
her toes were pointed that way.
Yeah,
that's
out cold.
Yeah,
have you ever seen somebody knocked out and dragged away? That's what it
looks like. That's exactly what total unconsciousness looks like from the back.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't mean bad stuff on Hillary at all. It's just she's a horrible person. She needs to be called out on it. But it's really bad. It's really bad. She's a horrible person, and I'm glad she lost.
Yeah, well, it was fun. It was fun to watch it, and now that we won, and we
sorry, go ahead.
That we won, and we can look back on it. We got a text from a friend. But the fact that we won, and we can look back on it, we can laugh. But I tell you, at the time, I was developing an ulcer and headaches.
Well, yeah, during the time of the election, I mean, we said it multiple times when we were on radio. You could feel that black energy cloud, just started to creep up over the United States.
Because we were sure that they were going to just fraudulently get their way into the White House again.
Exactly.
God,
exactly.
I'm pretty sure every intern for 1,000 miles was shaking in her heels.
Right, yeah.
Bill's going to be in the White House again? Yeah. None of us are safe.
And he's like, I'm coming for you.
She kicked off the promotion Tuesday at Barnes & Noble. And this is the part that really tells me a lot about this person. In New York City, Union Square, arriving to the event an hour late after some supporters waited overnight outside the store to see her. First off, you're nuts if you're going to wait overnight to see Hillary Clinton. And then she's an hour late? Is she that important? She's got nothing going on. She's unemployed.
Yeah.
She's got no job. She
has to get, prepped and everything, put the makeup on,
warm
her body up from, being...
taken out of embalmment.
Exactly, put the makeup on and, make sure the robotic implants are working, make her facial expressions. No, I'm just joking around, folks. I don't know if this is real, satire.
I don't think it's a joke, actually.
Well, it may not be. But,
she eventually started signing her book, which claims to pull back the curtain on a number of factors that contributed to her loss. While previous release passages fall to James Comey, her best friend, as far as I can tell.
Well, a best friend to the Clintons and the rest of the Democratic Party.
He exonerated her in a letter before they even investigated her, so she shouldn't badmouth that guy at all.
No, it's Comey's fault.
And even primary rival Bernie Sanders.
Oh, it's definitely his fault.
No, it's still our fault. We did it. We voted for somebody else. At the end of the book, turns focus on allegedly discriminating the voter laws. So I guess where was it? It was
They wanted to get rid of the Electoral College.
No. This is something else. This is I'm let me find it. I want to remember what state it was in. Yes, it was. I believe it was Kansas. Anyway, it was one of the states insisted on photo ID, which we all know the Democrats hate photo ID to vote. I don't know why. You need photo ID to do everything.
Yeah.
And there's a video out there. I think his name is Army Horowitz. he went and talked to a bunch of liberals and asked them about how hard is it to do the voter laws are. Are they discriminatory against blacks? And their responses were, well, yes, because black people don't have ID. And black people don't have access to the internet. They don't have smartphones.
That's
and
the most racist thing I ever heard in my life.
Incredibly racist.
Good
God.
God.
And then he took the cameras and he went to Harlem and he asked all these African Americans what they thought about. He asked them the same questions. They're like, "Do you have ID?" And the guy was like, "Well, yeah, I got ID. You got to have ID."
Right.
He's like, "Do you know where the DMV is?" He goes, "Yeah, it's right down there on the 22nd and blah blah blah." And he was like, "What about the internet? Do you know how to use the internet?" He's like, "Yeah." And he asked all these people. They asked this kid, and he held up his smartphone and said, "Yeah, you got to know how to use the internet. That's how we all talk to each other."
Right.
You know, so Democrats, for some reason, see, this is the soft bigotry thing.
Yes.
They think black people don't understand how to use the DMV or photo ID or the internet. And we all know if you live in this country, I don't know about the rest of the world, but if you live in this country and if you don't have a phone that can connect to the internet, I don't think there is. I don't think they make phones that don't connect to the internet.
I mean, they still do. I mean, for
They make them for my grandmother with
Well,
the big buttons, the jitterbug. They make those that don't connect to the internet because grandma can't do it.
Right.
She thinks the internet is a movie, you know, or something, or science fiction. No, what I'm saying is that the average person in this country, rich or poor, big, tall, white, black, and anything in between, knows how to use the internet, has access. These things. I hate this thing and I can't leave it alone.
Yeah, I know. It's really a curse and a blessing. It
So
is.
that's the soft bigotry of the Democratic Party. They believe that you're so dumb, you're so incapable that they have
You
to be
have
there.
to.
And then it's the arrogance. Only they can save you.
Right. Only we're the saviors. Like, you're not
And
Superman.
Hillary personified that. You're dumb, I'm smart, you need me to protect you from yourself.
Right.
And that's what made her unattractive to Americans.
Right.
And she's unattractive.
Well, that too. I mean, when you have flies swirling around you during the debates, you remember that? When
No, I couldn't watch her.
when the fly like boom right on her forehead, same fly landed on Obama. You know, I don't know.
You know, the thing that she commented on Trump following her around on stage.
Oh yeah, come on.
No, I gotta say, if that intimidated her, how is she gonna deal with an Arab leader over there in Egypt when he's really
George,
a misogynistic pig?
You just send him a couple $100 million, you know, and pay him off. $100
No,
billion.
a couple $100 million of our money?
Hmm?
Yeah, no.
That's
I want somebody. If he was behind her, actually breathing on her neck.
It was a camera angle.
Yeah, if he had actually been breathing on her neck, she should have been able to maintain composure because that's what I want from a world leader. I want toughness.
Right.
If that spooked her, then she can't be in charge of anything. There's a guy down at the McDonald's has to deal with more intense situations than that.
Right. You got my order wrong, you know? I mean, I saw the videos on YouTube and Facebook, you know, and people go ballistic. They start throwing food, going over the counter and everything else,
So if she can't handle Trump bouncing around that stage behind her, which he really wasn't that close to her,
He
then
wasn't.
she
It was a
can't
camera
handle a
angle.
world leader giving her a hard time.
Well, she buys them off with all the donations.
No, but do you think if she went to, let's pick a really rough country. Okay, let's say she goes to Turkey.
Somalia.
No, she wouldn't go there.
No, you're right.
Let's say she meets with the president of Turkey. I can't think of his name, but I know he's a jerk.
Erdogan.
Oh, good. Tirgan?
Erdogan.
Erdogan, yeah, that's right.
I don't know his first name's all weird.
It could be his
But
first name.
the last name's Erdogan.
Doesn't matter. She's got to meet with him. Now, already, he's in a country where women are second-class citizens. He's not going to have any respect for her whatsoever. And this has been the complaint. This was the complaint of Madeleine Albright during Clinton administration.
That's right.
That the Arabs didn't take America serious because why would they send a woman?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they view it. So why would they think of us as strong if we have a woman president? So they are, by their very nature, don't really respect a woman president, and they're not going to treat her right, and they're not going to be polite. And if Trump's standing back there and he did have a silly look on his face because he was really unpolished back then. He
was loving it, man.
Well, he was drinking it up, that's for sure. But if that situation made her uncomfortable and wasn't able to think straight or whatever it was, then how is she going to do when she has to fly over to Saudi Arabia and there's a room full of these misogynistic pigs?
Real ones.
Real ones.
Yeah, real ones.
Yeah.
Trust me, man. I seen it. Seen it with my own two eyeballs. No, and there'd be no way, no way in heck she could be able to handle it. My personal opinion, she would have to probably talk to him from across the room with a microphone, you know?
Yeah, they would just burn all the dishes and rugs that she touched, or whatever it is they do to cleanse it.
No, I mean the women, Orthodox Islam, they do separate the women. I mean, even when they're going through their cycle, they're actually put in a different house for the week.
Yeah, well, never said they were modern.
Well, I'm just saying, man, they don't even want to deal with them.
Well, I can't blame them with that one.
No, but it's just really goes to show what kind of people,
They're just. I'm sorry.
It's a real.
It's 13th century world.
And it hasn't evolved,
And
hasn't changed at all. It's still the same stuff.
And they want to bring that philosophy to you.
Right, exactly, and have you drink that cup of coffee, or drink it up, enjoy it, and you want another one. So.
And that's who anyway. That's a whole other show, is how the Democrats and the Islamists are joining forces to pretty much treat us like second-class citizens. Any anti-American group is championed by the left. That's all I need to know about the left.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anyway,
but
I
they
digress.
love you, George. They love you. They're loving.
Well,
they'd
love me if they'd even love me more if they got to know me.
Oh yeah, but no,
everyone does.
They'd rather have you, accept everything. Yeah, it's the idea of all this inclusiveness. You start including everybody. You forget the other ones who actually are included in this group. My family's starting to become aware of it. It feels good. I'm not much of a boaster, kinda, but it feels like such a victory where people are actually waking up to this inclusiveness, where the new thing has to be included and everybody has to love it, and they sort of forget of what was already there.
Well, I have trouble thinking that this country will ever just figure out who the enemies are when we can't even figure out what bathrooms we can use.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, not to go down that subject, but that's just an example.
Well, it's an absolute example. I mean the bathroom thing. What's going to be next? What if tomorrow I decide to be a dog? Are they going to put a fire hydrant in one of the stalls so I can use it?
No, but I'm really thinking I want to be a 27-year-old Chinese female so that I can go back in the army.
Oh, there you go, and be a translator.
Yeah, and I want to basically go in and I want to use the female standards for physical fitness.
Oh, there you go, man. What is it, like a 1632-mile run?
Oh no, but I would get to use my age group because I can't change my age, but I could change my.
I was thinking of my age group when I was in.
Yeah, see, I'll keep my own age group because that benefits me.
Okay.
So 50s, I could probably a 2-mile walk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
You'd be on profile by then.
Well, no, I think I could. I've looked it up. I looked it up years ago, and I could. At the time, I can walk it that fast.
Yeah.
So if I'm a Chinese female, 29. Well, I can't be 29 because I can't change my age. I can change my name and my identity. Yeah, I want him to go see the recruiter. See what he has to say.
They have to be accepting.
If he doesn't accept me, maybe I'll sue him.
Yeah, for being racist.
Sexist too.
Yeah, definitely.
The whole ball of wax.
I would just go down the list and say, look, you offended me on every level.
Well, it's funny. I saw this thing about where this guy's like, I identify as blah, blah, blah. You can't judge me. And the other person's like, well, I identify as a judge. So I'm going to judge you.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean nothing because you can't hurt me. Your words are meaningless.
Oh, no, words they're dangerous. They're threatening. They're violence. Words are physical violence, and I have to defend myself by killing you. I always like the fact that the left loves to promote love, peace, and tolerance with hate, violence, and mayhem.
Punching you in your face, slapping your camera equipment on the floor or whatever, trying to cover up any,
And the funny thing is they don't realize that the world watches them, and we all get it.
Well, that's exactly why the left had to condone the Antifa group now. Trump came out saying they're a terrorist group. A couple weeks later, oh man, they are a terrorist group. They're horrible people. The left at that point couldn't deny it no more. So, all right. Well, I mean that we got to go. But anyways,
we've pushed the envelope as far as we dare.
Right, exactly. So I mean, ladies and gentlemen, take the stand for liberty. Like, support, share us, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the only way we're going to grow. and we've been seeing, your guys' work. We really appreciate everything that you've done for us, and I really appreciate that we're able to give this opportunity to sit here and have you guys listen to us, with our own breakdown analysis of what's going on in the world. So
our own little take on the world, how we see it spinning.
Right, exactly, out of control. No, but but thanks for joining us tonight. For myself and George. Fortunately, Lance is not here again. But
but he says thank you too.
Yeah, of course, from deep down his heart. Anyways, take the stand for liberty, folks. Purchase one of the shirts, help support us.
What do you got to lose?
Right, exactly.
So we'll see you all next week. Everybody have a great week.
Right.
And
God bless you and God bless America. Take the stand for liberty.